Please die. No. Dude, that... I don't... Oh my god. I don't know what they want me to do. So's household garage. At that moment, I remembered everything. I remembered that I was from the other side and everything that had happened there. Mayani, Mayuzumi-san, Ikichi, Lisa, and June. We swore we'd never forget each other, then we were torn apart. My friends watched Mayani and me. Mayani, the other Mayani, was smiling right before my eyes. Are you okay? You're not hurt? Sorry about that. I'm such a klutz. Wait, have we met somewhere before? We did. Yes, we did. There's no way. I could have forgotten, even if you told me to. Absolutely. Back when we were kids, I was always chasing after you. That's right. Please never stop smiling like that. June and I promised we'd protect your smile. But I screwed up. The first time was 10 years ago. The second was in his world. And the third time... Damn it. I got the hell out of there. I had no idea what I should do. That's why I shut myself away within the body of the other me and decided to sleep. If I saw nothing, heard nothing, and felt nothing, then maybe, just maybe, the peaceful days everyone had gained would continue uninterrupted. But there was no way he would let that slide. Someone's voice. You may flee your sins and hide yourself if you like, but you do know that will become... You do know what will become of this world, don't you? You marionette strung on the threads of fate. No one can escape the jaws of despair. I'm waiting. In my dream, he left a brand on my right hand, the mark of a sinner possessed by darkness. It dawned on me what was about to happen. People can neither run nor hide from themselves. There was one thing I had to do. If you want my life, I'll give it to you. If you tell me to fall into darkness, I'll do it. But I won't let anyone have their way with Mayani or this world where my friends live. I'm the only one he can do as he pleases with, but I won't go down easy. In exchange for everything I am, I'll burn that scornful, faceless mask and everything else of his to ashes. It's the one and only thing I can do to atone. Suddenly, the cell phone rang. It wasn't my brother. His calls were already blocked without me having to do anything. Looks like this me got along with his brother about as well as I did with mine. The caller ID said it was from Anna Yoshizaka. I knew the me on this side hung out with Yoshizaka, but I'm not really him. I can't respond to her like he would. It rang 20-30 times before I gave up and took the call. If nothing else, as long as I was temporarily borrowing this body, I figured it'd be better to tell Yoshizaka I can't stay in touch. Mushi? Tatsuya, you're not hurt, are you? No. Phew, I thought something happened. I knew that Yoshizaka had been waiting all night for me, for the me on this side to show up at Club Zodiac. But she didn't blame me for ditching her or ignoring the phone. She just expressed her relief. The only person she talked like this to is the other me on the other side. I had also had close relationships just like he and Yoshizaka have here. My chest hurts. Tatsuya, you said your brother was a cop, right? Earlier, this weird cop chick came and holed herself up in the VIP floor. Seems like she called Joker and told him to kill her. She asked Nakamura-san to give your brother a ring in the morning if she didn't come out. Now, the only reason I said that bitch was gonna get slimed was mainly because when that shit said like 13 hours earlier, I don't know if the shit before where it was Tatsuya and her in the apartment, if that shit also said 13 hours earlier and it's 13 hours from the time that like the game is taking place in at present. But with her saying that, I feel like that's not the case, right? Because how Tatsuya here doesn't seem like he knows the chick, right? So obviously he has to meet her. So I think that's the case. You don't want to see your brother, right? I'm gonna go check up on her in a bit, but it'd be better if you didn't come tonight. That's all. The other me had probably never broken a promise. Yoshizaka still believed I would come, so she went out of her way to call, so I wouldn't run afoul of my brother on this side. But the bigger shock was hearing her say Joker's name on the other side. Mayani and the rest of us had fought against Yoshizaka, who'd become one of Joker's minions. Don't, Yoshizaka. Don't you dare go in. I'll go. Go. Get out of there right now. Don't get anywhere near Joker. Yoshizaka? Okay, if that's what you say, I'll do it, Tetsuya. The me on this side called Yoshizaka by her first name. I didn't have time to correct myself, though. Joker might have already been close by. I was concerned about the woman dropping my brother's name, too. On the other side, my best friend Jun Kurosu put on the Joker mask after he screwed with his memories. But Jun kept his final promise. He should have lost his memories of the other side and now be living peacefully on this side as Jun Kashihara. Someone who wasn't Jun had become this side's Joker and is committing serial murders as his pawn. Marking the end and a new beginning, I vividly recalled the last line of the Oracle of Maya, which had served as the trigger of the destruction of the other side. The same thing that happened on the other side was happening here. The distorting that he had set over 10 years ago had extended over two worlds, sorry. He had known from the start that what choice we'd make after losing Mayani and how things would turn out afterwards. Gritting my teeth, I grabbed an extra helmet for Yoshizaka just in case and sped off into the city night on my motorcycle. Fine then, I'll go ahead and tear the slimy distortion he wove into causality to pieces, and then finally I'll rip his throat out. Yamazaki Ward, Club Zodiac 203. Oh, jeez, I did not expect this shit to be that long. Tetsuya. When I reached the club, Yoshizaka spotted me and came running with a slight limp, the reminder of a hit and run. Why are you still here, Yoshizaka? Sorry, but... When Yoshizaka finished explaining what was going on, the club employee called out to me looking nervous. He was acquainted with the other me, Nakamura, if I remembered right. Yo, Tatsuya, I heard from Ana-chan, but Detective So's your big bro, right? I ain't calling the pigs from the club. You know that lady cop too? Damn it, that ain't funny. Normally the new owner's got the man's number. Nakamura-san, lend me the key to the back. I know you've got a spare. I'll talk to her. Talk? Hell no. She said to bring it in if anybody tried going in after her. She's a cop, dude. A cop. You don't have to call. I spotted and picked up a business card that I guessed that lady detective had left on the counter. Yori Miyashiro. I went ahead and memorized her name and phone number. The next instant, the card burned up in my hand and turned to ashes. What was that, some kind of magic trick? Nakamura yelped in surprise. Even Yoshizaka, whose expression hardly ever changed, widened her eyes. Still, they wouldn't have been able to see the arm of my persona, Apollo. The key. When I held out my hand, Nakamura got the key out from the case and handed it over, trembling with fear. The only spare I got right now is the key for that door. You know, there's another door deeper in, right? I forgot the key for that one in the staff room. Do we have to battle? While I nodded, I grabbed the wooden sword that was crammed into the umbrella stand behind the counter. Given what kind of club this was, the rare brawl would break out between customers. The other me knew Nakamura had prepared it too for self-defense, meaning I knew as well. Hey, you couldn't be Joker. You couldn't be, right? When I looked up at him, Nakamura shrank away. Don't go spreading weird rumors. If it's the same as the other side, that'll cause problems. Other side? The hell are you talking about? You're freaking me out, man. I paid Nakamura no more mind when I tried to head for the VIP floor. Yoshizaka blocked my way. You've been acting weird lately. Are you really Tetsuya? Women really are sharp. She was half right and half wrong, but then it was natural for her to have suspicions, or to be suspicious. The other me would have dealt with them better. He'd even joked around with her before, tried to get Yoshizaka to laugh with some lame impression. Not like me. It was extremely unlikely I'd get Yoshizaka to move until she got an acceptable answer. Nothing for it. I decided to tell her the truth. It's me. Do I look like anyone else to you? On the other side, I had a scar on my back carved there by Sudo 10 years ago. The other me wouldn't have it, or shouldn't. I was borrowing the body of that me. She wouldn't know about any scar on my back as long as I didn't strip. The side branched off by erasing the fact that me, Mayani, Ikichi, Lisa, and June met 10 years ago. Me and Mayani never got attacked by Sudo either. But lately, ever since I started to take control of it, scars have started appearing on this body too. It's an omen that the other side is in the process of encroaching on this side. Without replying, Yoshizaka bored her eyes into mine. She was tall for a woman, but I still had a head on her. You couldn't tell that I was a different Tetsuya on the inside, could she? Weren't you going to do as I said? Go home already, Yoshizaka, before things get worse. Yoshizaka averted her eyes. Someone really gonna kill her? I said some awful shit to her. I didn't know what she had said to her, but Yoshizaka didn't need to worry about this, that the other woman should have taken responsibility. She was the one who caused this mess. Don't worry, Yoshizaka, I won't let her get killed. That's why I came here. Hey, what do you intend to do, Tetsuya? Atone for my sins. Don't get involved with me for a while. With that said, I slipped past Yoshizaka. Anytime I got involved with someone else, it brought me pain without fail. I didn't want to let anyone else feel like this ever again. With this, I'd bring all of this to an end. Jesus, man. Can we even save? Yes. Oh, it's pink. Or red. The lady who entered the back earlier, she was such a babe, the kind that's way too classy for a place like this. Why did she come here? Huh? Oh, you think maybe she's divorced her middle-aged husband and came here to drink away her sorrow? Meaning if I hit on her now, chances are high I'd strike out. Joker, who cares what he does as long as I'm having fun? The DJ has his fortune come... yeah. Same shit. Wang Long Chizuru, the fortune teller, is hot as hell. Just once I'd love if she'd give me a reading in person. But you figure that'd be pricey, huh? She might have been beautiful, but she had an air around her, like she was definitely twisted on the inside. No, for real. And anyway, don't talk about other women right in front of me. That awesome lady from earlier, entered the back. I wonder what kind of person she is. I think she rolls with a bad crowd. Yeah, okay. Let's head in. Let's see what the fuck is going on. On the other side of the hallway had a cheap-looking upholstery sprinkled with constellations to match Club Zodiac's name. Here it had been changed to a Chinese-style red upholstery. Nakamura had said the proprietor had changed. I wonder if they were trying to set up a Chinese restaurant in the interior. And a few winged monsters I'd never seen before dropped down from the hallway ceiling. They were not altogether hornets, nor crabs, nor ants, nor vampire bats, but creatures unpleasantly, horrifically eerie. If I wasn't awakened to my persona, just looking upon them might have driven me mad and sent me screaming from the room. That's how big of a punch they packed. They snapped back their wings with a whip like a crack, and a malicious buzz started emanating from their abdomens, which were swollen like a hornet's. They had mouths on what looked to be their heads, but it seemed like their voices came from below. I couldn't quite pronounce it correctly myself, but I heard noises like Biyaki or Bayake and Lala Hastur. At any rate, they were probably his bright idea. This meant that there would be demons past this point. You're telling me to do a warm-up, huh? Sorry, but I'm not going to waste my time swatting flies. Get out of here now. When I grumbled that to him, who was watching from somewhere, they made that rattling la-la noise from their abdomens simultaneously, then flew with incredible vigor through the narrow hallway at me. Holy fuck. Ugh. Since they're bugs, I'm assuming fire. Do I gotta heal? No, but I can use my own fucking rattle drinks. We'll just keep going until... There we go. Level 63. I wonder if that is my level from Innocent Sin. When they died, the monsters foamed violently like dry ice. Then they vanished, leaving behind a nose-twisting stench. I couldn't afford to drag my feet here. I needed the other key that Nakamura forgot in the staff room in order to enter the VIP further in. It'd be easy to bust down a single door, but there was a policewoman inside. If I made a show of busting up the club, I'd get Nakamura in trouble, and the other me would get accused of a crime he wouldn't remember committing. I wanted to do this as carefully as possible. I ran in, heading for the staff room. There we go. This is the way we came in, right? No. Wait, what? Do we keep these items? Found 3 Onusas. What level are you guys? I did not mean to do that. Well, it worked out. Contact. Oh, light work. Level 30? Laughable. Let's head up. Ooh, you look sick. Zabos. Good thing I saved? Oh my god, good thing I fucking saved. Oh man, that would have been something. What's my stat? Like, what's my stats? Yeah, magic is the way to go. I don't know how the fuck I died. I guess... maybe reflect? Maybe one of them had reflect fire? Okay. Items. Use a rattle drink. And down and around. Now, you guys killed me last time, so I'm assuming one of you is not okay with fire. Or you, I guess you probably could have used an insta-kill move. I wouldn't put it that past you. Also, I just realized we're gonna run into an SP problem. Can I run? No, I can't. And I don't know the contacts for them. Did it? Did he just reflect that? Okay. Not that this is difficult, but I need to actually think here, because if worse comes to worse, yeah, dude, this shit is not. Oh, fuck. What's your basic attack like, Tetsuya? I mean, it worked somehow. I'm possessed. I'm definitely not gonna level up in here. This too was unquestionably a secret room, but Shiori Miyashiro was nowhere inside, according to Yoshizaka. It seemed she requested her own death so she could arrest Joker. Normally, a single detective wouldn't go that far. It also concerned me that she forbade contact with any police officer beside my brother. There must have been something else going on. Could it have been that there's some connection between the police and Joker? I spotted the key on top of the table, but when I tried to approach, the corners of the room twisted mushily with a nauseating stench, and from the twisted space several filthy tentacles stretched out. I jumped back and just barely evaded them as the tentacles flung a thick mucus across the entire room. Smoke rose violently from the walls. This thing's limbs were melting them. Something was trying to rip through dimensions using the tentacles stretched to the walls as a foothold and force its way into this side. The walls crawled and so did my flesh. I had never seen this thing until now either. It seemed the demons on this side were more grotesque and in worse taste than the ones I'd seen on the other side. La Shub. I'm not saying that. His body was at once like a festering cloud, and an octopus and a twisted tree, and its many mucus-discharging mouths set my teeth on edge. Its black feet were split like goat hooves. If a normal person had seen this monster, they'd probably have gone insane. When you awaken to your persona ability to the other you who possesses power like gods and demons. What is that media? Or what is... I don't know if it's a game, I don't know if it's an anime, I don't know what it is. That it's like, when you see it, like, you go crazy. Of like, and I don't expect any of you to, whoever's watching this, to know either. Yeah, I don't remember. Am I thinking? No, I'm not thinking of the things from Bloodborne. Maybe I'm just thinking of Frenzy, like, just that. Is Frenzy the one that you see? Like that effect? Maybe I'm thinking of that, something like that. When you awaken to your persona ability, and maybe I am because of like the octopus squid shit. When you awaken to your persona ability to the other you who possesses powers like gods and demons, you become able to summon a persona. If you call forth a god who holds sway over fire, like my Apollo, you can even manipulate flames at will. In the depths of human hearts shared with all people, there's a domain where mythological archetypes dwell, and they grant an influence over an individual's personalities, an individual personality development. Mayani said that anecdotes of mythological divinities the world over probably exist because of that. Gods and demons exist not in heaven and hell, but in the hearts of humanity. Personas even have an influence on physical and mental abilities. My ability to wield a sword like a master and my resistance to terror are both thanks to my persona. Gods and demons are not only are not the only archetype sleeping in the human heart. If the collective unconsciousness is where all humans' psyches are born and return to, that means I too exist somewhere in the world of the subconscious as a master of arms. But neither you nor I belong on this side. Go home. If I didn't settle things fast, I'd suffocate on this thing's stench and the reek of the burning walls. I might have been a Persona user, but I couldn't breathe. I'd die. Holy shit. It's his own fucking thing. Nuclear. Reflect. Fantastic. Also, probably should turn this on. Hello? I wonder if you can min-max this shit too. Like, I wonder if you gave... Well, no, I don't think you could have made Apollo. Maybe you can, like, make them, like, remake them? But I wonder if, you could, like, give him some insane shit to go through this. I can't survive. Wait, that's actually nuts. How do they expect me to live? So I don't remember the last time I saved. Like, I actually don't have, like, the means to do this. He's just dead, so I guess I have to go for a gigantic fist hoping he dies. Please die. No. Dude, that... I don't... Oh my god. I don't know what they want me to do. Also, what the fuck is happening here? Holy fuck. Okay. Okay, pick up these items. And then go up. You're fine against fire, remember? I don't remember the way that I went. 10 beads, that could have fucking helped a lot. That would have helped an insane amount, actually. And white it out again. Think it was this way. I don't remember. Bro, why are we able to... Bro. Why are we even able to contact with these guys? I should have saved again. Okay. Bead. That's fantastic that he has something to, that I'm weak to. Okay, first turn this on so it goes slower, then... I think it was red. I think he was hovering red, so I think he's almost dead. So I guess this is what we get for having low strength in Persona 2 Innocent Sin, so... There we go. More exposition. Again, but then it just whites out like that. I don't... The second I managed... Like, it just looks so bad. Like, there's fine. I don't know if it's reflecting off the... Like, the glass. The second I managed to kick that pseudo goat out of this world, I grabbed the VIP floor key and left out of that stinking room. When Nakamura saw the state inside, he'd scream. I tried my best to be careful, though. I hoped he wouldn't blame the other me afterwards. Okay. Okay, what the fuck are you guys weak to? I just don't want to fucking hit myself with some bullshit. Okay. And we're running out of fucking SP too, which is fantastic. Okay. I think there was another staircase over here, and I would assume that's where we have to go in terms of, what the fuck is that, man? Ten rattle drinks. There we go. Now, I prefer not to waste SP, but I think the game is going to force me, so... Because I think this is a fucking boss fight. Probably. Hello? This dream again. I was so sick of it. It was all because lately I'd been doing research on 501 right after getting off work. I hadn't slept at all. Ah, fuck. When I leaned my back on the wall next to the VIP floor entrance, I started lucid dreaming while upright. A golden butterfly danced in a round that was encircled by pillars. Its flight pattern was even frailer than usual, but I knew what was about to happen. Now, I don't think this is Tetsuya, because how would he know about 501? I mean, the butterfly was just going to turn into a masked person and ask me my name. Like always, my kid brother had bugged me into playing this weird game. Obviously, it's not, or... Well, now it's not, but I don't know how he knows about 501 then. My kid brother had bugged me into playing this weird game, and ever since I've had this dream over and over again. Sure enough, the butterfly vanished, and the masked person took its place. There was something unusual, though. Their androgynous voice was harder to hear, and their body had gone dim and see-through. Now that I thought about it, the space between the pillars was redder and hazier than usual, too. Doesn't matter how many times you ask, I won't tell you. Besides, nobody ever believed me when I told the truth anyways. I had seen him, the man who dismembered my little brother. Actually, no, I was right. That it was, I just didn't know she also had a brother and played the Persona game. So she has a persona, or did she just got here and said, "What's up?" Besides, no one ever believed me when I told the truth. Anyways, I had seen him, the man who dismembered my little brother. What I wanted to know was the butterfly person's name. You know, you want to know mine, tell me yours first. No, now that I was an adult, it was different. What I wanted to know was whether the rumor was true or not. The rumor that Joker is Tetsuya Sudo, the monster serial killer from 10 years ago who was never caught. Becoming a policewoman let me figure out that the culprit was Tetsuya Sudo, son of Tatsuzo Sudo. The incumbent Minister of Foreign Affairs I had no proof though, in which case I just have to prove that the culprit from back then and Joker were on one and the same, just as the rumor said, and then figure out where he was. It had taken me 10 years to get to this point. Holy fuck. My dream, my dream and my memories had gone all mixed up. Just then I heard the door unlock and the knob turn. I drew my P230 JP from my backside holster, pulled back the hammer, and disengaged the manual safety. The trigger would be lighter this way than if I just released the safety and shot using double action. Ever since the Investigation Bureau for 501 was formed, the order for all officers to be armed had been officially given to the Juvenile Division, a cooperating jurisdiction. Holy shit. The entrance opened quietly and a tall shadow entered the dim dance floor backdrop by lighting. He carried a cylindrical weapon turned over in his hand. It looked like a sword, which matched the weapon wounds of 501's victims according to the forensic investigations. This is the place to throw down your weapon. My voice sounded hoarse as I yelled that, aiming at the shadow's head from the side. I could have used a hot green tea. Shiori Miyashiro, right? I have my gun aimed at your head. Throw down your weapon. The shadow barely moved as if it were a statue. But, and I didn't know if he was prepared for this, he immediately released his lethal weapon. I kicked it away from where it fell on the ground, then shouted at him again with my gun still trained on him. You're under arrest for being in violation of the Swords and Firearms Control Law. Hands behind your head and drop to your knees. Oh, fuck. He placed his hands on the back of his head and obediently dropped to his knees. Fuck. I couldn't let my guard down, though. His victims weren't just cut down. There were some where it seemed like they were eaten alive. Who knew what kind of deadly weapon he had hidden on him? If he showed even the slightest of sign of resisting, I intended to gun him down without hesitation. Japanese police officers can't do shooting practice beyond 36 bullets worth a year. So it's different for us to hit a moving target. Is that true? I feel like, obviously, NA, right? Or US. I just feel like if you fund it, right? Like if you yourself like pay for the bullets, I feel like you should get more than 36 a year, but I guess in their head they don't want to create, or I don't know, because it's just odd number. Not to mention, there was no way you could stop homicidal maniacs and junkies with a single .32 caliber bullet. Overseas, there's a controversy over whether even a 9mm caliber bullet would have enough force. Of course, there's probably a problem with using excessive force. The truth is, though, I wanted a 501 dead, and he was clearly the culprit. And there's even arguments that even 5.56 is not worth it, or a strong enough bullet. But that's more in militaristic sense. Obviously, we have, SIG has their 6.8, so we don't know. Hey, I'm a 308 type of guy, just a little SR25. The truth is, though, I wanted 501 dead. He was clearly the culprit. Actually, JK, I'm a 5.45 type of guy. AK-12 in that. Ooh. Shout AK-12. If you know, my girl might be coming back. That's all I'm saying. If you know, you know. Even if I secured him, he'd receive a non-indictment due to being of unsound mind, get institutionalized, and if I was unlucky, be back on the streets before a few months had passed. He'd leave free as a bird without anyone asking what his crime was. I'm not gonna lie, I'm so done with this. This is so much in such a short... I don't know why they don't divvy it up a bit. In this country, there's no judicial institution in place to handle mentally impaired people who've committed atrocious crimes. It just feels like I'm reading a visual novel. Involuntary institutionalization ultimately only targets the mental disability. They can't handle them as criminals. Consequently, once it's been judged that there's no fear of them harming themselves or others, they must be discharged immediately, even if the very doctor who examined them felt there was a risk of recidivism? There have been several movements trying to introduce measures preserving law and order with a stronger binding force. However, they've been stymied many times over because of strong protests from the opposing faction that touts protection of human rights. So then what about the human rights of the victims? The right of the victims who one day had their uneventful but happy lives ripped from them all of a sudden, and of those left behind. I understand, and this is gonna fucking put some of your guys' panties in a twist that are diehards of this game. I understand this, but like, this is like a lot of inner monologue of what she's thinking right now, and it's a bit much. And it's been like that through this whole fucking episode, but it is what it is. The perpetrator wasn't in a normal state of mind. They're incapable of taking responsibility. Are you telling me to fucking accept that? My loved one's life and future were unreasonably stolen, and the man responsible gets protected in the name of human rights. This is the status quo for this country's administration of justice. Are you crying? It's natural for someone to tear up when they're tense. He could see the corners of my eyes in this dim light. Whatever, it wasn't his damn business. Also, that's a wooden sword. The shadow jutted his chin at the weapon on the floor. I glanced at it without turning my head and confirmed it was true. The hallway light streaming in from the door illuminated a wooden sword. I couldn't charge him with a violation of the Swords and Firearm Control Act, or Control Law. Can I get up now? No. You may still have committed unlawful assembly with deadly weapons. What's your name? Tetsuya So. Tetsuya So. I turned the hall lights with the remote into my other hand, then looked at the shadow's face. While there was intensity in it, this was definitely a young man. I guess he was about 17 or 18 years old. He looked like Sergeant So. Was he a former detective? Was he former Detective So's child? What was he doing here? Was he Joker? I was confused. Do you have any ID? I think there's a driver's license in my wallet. I ride a motorbike to school and I doubt it's unregistered. He's talking about himself like he was someone else. What a weird kid. Where's your wallet? My back pants pocket. Stand up slowly and place your hands on the wall and spread your legs. Hey, yo. Once he obeyed my directions, I completed a quick pat down. He didn't possess any other weapons. Inside his wallet, there was a normal motorbike license, the so-called mid license. There, his picture and name. This was Tetsuya So, alright. Okay, this way. Keep your hands where I can see them. He obeyed me without question. At least his face and photo matched up at a glance. There was something different about the boy in the photo who gave a challenging smirk like he'd fight anyone who looked at him funny. It was his eyes. What was with this kid's eyes? It was like they'd suck me in. What child looked like that? There was a detached quality to his gaze, like he'd resigned himself to or accepted something. How did you know my name? Were you the one who picked up on the other end of the line, or did you hear it from your father? The address on this photo ID definitely matched what I had pinned down for former Detective So. No doubt about it, the kid was his son and Sergeant So's little brother. My dad? No, I saw your business card downstairs, dumbass. He was probably surprised that I knew his father, given his puzzled expression. I see, did the people from the club ask you to chase me out, or did you come to kill me? You wouldn't happen to be Joker, would you? No, the club's got nothing to do with it. I came to warn you because Yoshizaka asked me to. If you stay here, Joker really will kill you. Do you mean the advance notice? If you know about that, then hurry up and go home. You don't understand at all. Your gun won't do a thing. The next moment, I found myself staring blankly at the center of his chest. It took me several seconds to comprehend that he had seized my handgun along with my right hand and pulled me in close. His movements were so hyper-quick, my eyes played tricks on me, making it look like time skipped. He tightly gripped the small automatic handgun in his large, decidedly unboyish left hand. The slide was retreating a bit too. Now, even if I pulled the trigger reflexively, it wouldn't shoot. Where in the world did he learn this? I felt the forceful beat of his heart on my cheek, though his bright red bike leathers. When I looked up, I saw the handle of a fruit knife or something similar thrust all the way to the hilt in the wall next to his face. It hadn't been there a second ago. If my face hadn't been buried in his chest just now, that thing might have struck dead on the back of my head. When he removed his right hand, which held my head, he pulled out the knife next to his head while glowering at a spot further inside the club. The blade's about 10 centimeters long, but all of it had sunk onto the wall. I think this is more dialogue than the end of the game of Persona 2. This is insane. The physical strength of the person who threw it was impressively enough, but the kid who casually pulled it out was amazing too. How long have you been there? From the start, dumbass. At Tatsuya-kun's question, the voice of another man behind me responded. It sounded like he was a good distance away. Been a long time since I had booze here. I was just thinking over a drink or 5 about how to axe that broad when you get right in the fucking way. The voice owner, 501, it seemed that until this boy came, I had been alone with him in the dark. When I arrived, I'd verified that there wasn't anyone in the dance hall. When did he get here? A chill ran up my spine. When I twisted my body around as if to shake off my fear, Tatsuya-kun removed the hand that had been restraining me. Without a moment's delay, I altered my gun at both him and the direction of the voice. Neither of you move. Throw down your weapons. Tatsuya-kun didn't so much as glance at me. I too kept my aim and my eyes fixed on the man further in. 10 years had gone by, but he looked exactly the same. This man was without a doubt the man. The boy who stood next to Takuya's cruelly mangled corpse, his unforgettable crazed smile. I knew he was 501. Tatsuya Sudo, I finally found you. So I'm assuming, obviously since this bitch isn't in innocent sin, that since obviously the events at the shrine did happen, obviously Sudo did other crazy shit in the meantime. Obviously when he knows about this other side shit is completely unknown. Yeah, I'm assuming that's who he ended up fucking murdering was her brother. Boy, first time no see, you fucking brat. The voices told me all about you and the other side. Sudo was sprawled out on the sofa deeper inside the dance floor, legs shamelessly stretched across the cushions. He was gulping down an entire bottle of dry gin, dangling from one hand. He'd probably pinched it from the bar counter next to him. I don't know. I appreciate all the detail, but usually you need this much detail in a visual novel when or a light novel where you can't actually see these things. So I don't like. I feel like a lot of this is just unnecessary at this point, and adding is padding. But people are gonna nag at me for that, so it is what it is. He had a 5 o'clock shadow and unkempt hair grown out like a mane, and he was wearing nothing but a coat on his shoulders, and on top of a patient gown from some hospital somewhere. What a freakish outfit. He was carrying a cylindrical weapon in his left hand. It was unsheathed Japanese steel. I could arrest him in flagrant delicto? Flagrant. I don't. For this alone. Tetsuya-kun walked right up to Sudo without a trace of fear. At some point he picked up the wind sword I knew I'd kicked away. He was next to me this whole time. How had he picked it up? Flustered, I hurried after him. So your Joker on this side, Tetsuya Sudo. Seems like something he'd do. These two clearly knew each other, but Sudo said this was the first time. What did they mean by the other side? Who did they mean by he? Was it supposed to be Tetsuzo Sudo, the subject of all the unsavory rumors? I'm a stand-in, you know? A stand-in just till the real one graces me with his awakening. The real Joker ain't me. You'd know that best of all, though, wouldn't you? Yeah, Jun isn't a filthy murderer like you. You're Tetsuya Sudo. You can't just take the Joker's place. Wahahaha. Yeah, true. He ain't got an ugly mug like me. Thanks for the tip, you fucking brat. What I need is a mask. Joker's mask. Sudo uttered a vulgar snicker and gulped down the rest of the bottle. The booze that spilled out of his mouth tracked down his throat and drenched his blood-staining hospital gown. You're not you when you're hungry. Have a Snicker. Or is it a Butterfinger or a Snicker? I don't remember. The one gracing him, Joker stand-in. What in the world do they know that I didn't? Sudo, it's not too late. You can still start over. Don't listen to his voice any longer. Start over? I don't know what the hell you're talking about, but even 10 years ago, this piece of shit killed a whole lot of people. You can't bring all the dead back to life. A detective shouldn't say anything like that, but right then all I could do was scream it out, and it didn't matter if he did turn over a new leaf, it still wouldn't bring Takuya back. Tetsuya-kun glanced back at me with a slightly shocked expression. You know that thermodynamics first law thing? It's all heat and energy. There's only so much of it to go around, and you can't change all you got. Get it? There's a fixed volume A energy in the universe. It's all just got a different form. That's how it is. This fate shit's just the same. You got one guy who gets to be all happy, so another guy's got to be unhappy to make up for it. Like the meals you eat, right? You throw away what you can't polish off, right? In return, some assholes starve to death somewhere else in a world. Aha, I get it now. The voices are amazing. Voices. That Broad's kid brother, he was your stand-in. My stand-in? That day you little shits changed your fate and ran off with your tails tucked. He got axed by me in your steed. You get it, right? Tetsuya-kun watched my face with widened eyes while listening to his story. I couldn't take my eyes off of him either. Takuya was this boy's replacement? Incoming phone call. I got an order to kill Maya Amano. Yeah. We finna box, bro. The moment Sudo said that, a shadow that looked like a crimson figure flared up from Tetsuya-kun's body and assaults Sudo. A black figure seethed out from Sudo's body, too. The two men, all of a sudden, were locked in mortal combat, trademark, over Tetsuya-kun and Sudo's heads. The shadow clashed in the same form. Scarlet and sable flames intertwined and whirled all through the dance floor with two snakes trying to swallow each other whole. Several bottles that had been left on the counter exploded and alcohol fume flames ran over the countertop. This is Joker, the persona your sin sired. How'd you like it? Looks just like you. Ha ha ha. Lay just one finger on Maya knee and I swear I'll hunt you down and kill you like the dog you are every time in every world. And whose fault is that, bitch? Whose fault is it that bitch died, huh? Whose fault is it that the other side got blown to hell? I also don't know how you know that, since you died incredibly fucking early. But I'm assuming he implemented those memories somehow. Shut up. You killed them all. I almost feel sorry for him. Take a good hard look at my persona's happy fucking face. Loser murderer. Pseudo. Oh yeah, get mad, get madder. Let the voices take you. Voices, brat. Voices, voices. Okay. Was he? No. I think he blocks fire, I remember. In that case, I think it's still better if we do Freyla. Just because our, what's it called, so high. Oh yeah, where the fuck is my Nova Kaiser, bitch? What should this do? The other move did 140 something, 150. Okay, yeah, we're going back to full. Okay, Freyla. Hoi. Hoi. Yeah, I need a mental break to comprehend all the fuck that I just read. Yeah. Well, at least we know everything about this police chick and her backstory, which I felt like they could have, you know, done in less text, but that's just me. Oh shit. Am I dead? No. Okay. Okay. Speed. Fantastic. How low are you? Not low at fucking all. Which is great, considering, SP doesn't grow on fucking trees, so... Another chewing soul. Or remove this poison. Okay. Freyla. I'll do it one more time. 159. Beat. Okay, well, he's almost fucking dead, so hopefully we can get him on this amount of SP, and so we don't have to use another item. Not that it completely matters. At the end of the day, it's just a chewing soul, but there we go. Ugh. The charred dance floor was choked with smoke. Tetsuya-kun stood in its center with slumped shoulders and let the water gushing from the sprinkler strike him. Sudo's sword, thrust into the floor in front of me, brought to mind a grave marker. In the rain, he was a solitary silhouette reminiscing on a lover lost a long, long time ago. Lone shadow, he struck a desolate figure, like something torn from a movie by that kind of title. Maybe the fury I'd caught a glimpse of a moment ago had been a dream. The flames had already been extinguished, but no fire alarm had gone off. Had one not been installed, or was it turned off? Either way, that was a violation of the Fire Service Act. Sudo had escaped just before Tetsuya-kun's wooden sword could split his face in two. He'd vanished, as if sucked into a round patch of darkness that had opened up in midair. For a long time after that, Tetsuya-kun stood stock still. I just watched him. We were both soaked from head to toe. And you know that water smells like ass. At last, head still bowed, he pulled out the sword Sudo left behind and murmured, subdued. What was your brother's name? Takuya. If he had lived, he would be about your age. Can I ask when he died? It was a sweltering summer night 10 years ago, August, on the grounds of the shrine in Rengadai. I found him. Sudo had just thrown Takuya's head into the underbrush and was about to run away. That's the day, ... How could this be? Tetsuya-kun faced me with a look like he wished he could be anywhere but here. The golden retriever that Takuya and I kept when we were kids often had that look when our mom got mad at him. But this kid could never be someone's pet dog. He was more like a wounded lion who had removed himself from the pride. The only people who ever believed me when I said I saw Sudo's face were your father and one other police officer. Your father promised me he'd arrest Sudo. 3 days after that, your father was discharged for accepting bribes. Purportedly. I've never heard of that word before. I'm gonna go with reportedly. He'd accepted multiple bribes in compensation for disclosing investigation info to organized crime groups. It was complete bullshit. Your father had been set up by Sudo's father and another police officer. His partner betrayed him. Whoa. And I'm assuming that partner is the guy that we met up with. Damn it, there was no stopping it now. This wasn't my story to share, but it wasn't fair to get him to tell me everything he knew if I didn't spill my guts too. Whatever burden this kid was carrying, I wanted to share it. I couldn't help but feel that if I didn't, he'd end up falling into a bottomless hell. I was sure he was just barely keeping his balance on a very thin edge, much like the blade he now had in hand. There was no way it was okay for a teenage boy to make a face like that. But you know, it was only just recently that I learned that myself. I always held a grudge against your dad. That's why I became a cop. I thought the police weren't trustworthy. I'm sorry. Your father was a fine police officer. He took responsibility for a crime he didn't commit to protect you, your brother, me, and his backstabbing friend from Pseudo. It must have killed him inside. I might have just made things worse. I didn't have the silver key to open the door he had shut tight. I wagered the only one who did was my Amano. But with the what? How would you? I wanted to meddle anyway and pick that lock open. I'm so sorry. What Pseudo said was true. It's my fault your little brother died. At that point, I still had no concept whatsoever. The conscious size or palpable weight of the sins he'd shoulder. The only way I guess you can come to that conclusion is, obviously, I said that I would fucking murder him. But you also don't know the relation. I still had no concept whatsoever. The conscious size of palpable weight of the sins he'd shouldered. To be continued. I'll take that back slightly. I'll rein it back in like 20%. Welcome back. How was your trip? Perhaps you have come to understand Master Tetsuyu's suffering a hair more. I'll keep the memory short in my care, so in the event you would like to review it, please let me know. Do I get anything? First off, let me fucking save. If I go back here... No. Okay. Can I make any personas? I wonder if we kept those beads, because we didn't use them all. I was purposely not using them all for that exact reason. Just in case if they would let me keep them. Okay. Yeah. So, dude, you have no attacking moves. If I do make you, I'm gonna have to add a skill card. This Feral Claw ain't gonna cut it. But I think I will make you. 69. I'm gonna go to... Where was it? Conan? No. It is in... Holy fucking light. Yumazaki? Yes. I think we're better off going into gold. I feel like I saw more. Bitch. Oh, fuck. Actually, don't think we're gonna see him then. Because I don't know where else we'd go that has free cards. I'll be right back.